It's howling time. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of It's Howling Time with the Howling Wolf. Here, going to give you selections for March 10th, 2021. The track that I'm going to do is going to be Sam Houston Race Track. It's going to be race number 6, allowance for $45,000 purse, going a mile distance. We got a field of 9 running. I'm going to give you my top selection, plus my price horse, and possibly one to add for your exotic plays. Now let's get started here. For my top selection, it is going to be the number 8, Our Irish Rose, at morning line odds of 9-2. Is by Ghost Sapper out of a Desert God mare. Last time ran was on February 5th at Sam Houston, going 6 furlongs for allowance $38,000. Came out second by a head. Had a veered 3 wide and just got outfinished. The time before that, it ran on January 21st at Sam Houston on a good track, going 6 furlongs and allowance $37,000. Was able to win that race by a length and a half. It had a veered 3 wide again in that race, and just it took off right into the turn. The workouts have been on January 9th, going 4 furlongs on a fast track at Sam Houston. Did it in 50.2 seconds, freezing. Was the 27th best out of 108 workouts that day. The last workout was on March 3rd, going 5 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 1 minute, 0.00.8, freezing. Was the best out of the 20 workouts that day. Well, I'm seeing with this one, I believe that this one will come out the winner. It's stretching back out in distance after the last 2 races going 6 furlongs. And the other times it ran at the mile distance, it showed that it had some ability around this at a higher level. But I think with this one, it may be one of the best ones that shows that it could go back to the mile level and possibly come up for a good win. It has the ability, shows that what needs to be done is that they're going to have to keep this one, instead of trying to take off with it, is be in mid-pack or behind the pace setter and then make its move around that second turn coming into the stretch for a good clean cut. And try to go inside, because it's going to be one of the outside horses. Maybe try to go inside and not take off too much, but be inside the rail a bit. Then make that better move into the stretch for a good win. So again, for my top selection in the 6th race at Sam Houston, it is the number 8, Our Irish Rose, at morning line odds of 9-2. Now it's time for my price horse. For my price horse, I'm going to go with the number 2, Clay's Moonstone, at morning line odds of 6-1. It's by Arch out of a D Wildcat mare. With this one, I believe this stretch out and distance, going back down to this type of stretch out distance here, it may like shorter from what I'm looking at, but it just depends on who's riding it and how they can get it into position. So with this one, the last time it ran was on February 12th at Sam Houston on a muddy surface going 1 mile and 1/16 distance. Was able to win that race by half a length. Stalked and then came up into the stretch driving to win it at the wire. The time before that it ran was on January 30th at Sam Houston going 1 mile distance for claiming $15,000. Was able to get second by a length and 3/4. Was able to rally from the second turn and come up strong to get that second. The workouts have been on November 10th, going 4 furlongs at Remington Park. Did it in 48.3 seconds handily. Was the 6th best out of the 16 workouts that day. Then for the last workout, it was on November 16th, going 5 furlongs on a fast track at Remington Park. Did it in 1 minute, 0.01.3 seconds handily. Was the 4th best out of the 11 workouts that day. It hasn't worked out for a good while because they've been running it and shows that it has the great potential to come up for the abilities that this horse has. But for me, I believe this one may come up if they could get it into position well. It's getting Lane Ludsey aboard, and Lane Ludsey got that good win going 1 mile and 1/16 distance. But with the little shortening of distance, what needs to be done here is that they're going to have to have this one a little closer behind the pace setter, possibly a little closer to fight with the pace setter. Then around that second turn, start making its late move into the stretch to come up for a good 2 in a row, but maybe come up good and not tire out late. It's moving up in class. The last time it ran in an allowance level was back in December 8th at Remington Park. And at that time it got 4th by 12 3/4 lengths. So again, for this one, I believe would need to be a little closer, not stay behind the pace setter, a little closer towards the pace setter, and make that move into that second turn, midway in that second turn into the stretch, and hopefully it doesn't get tired out. So again, for my price horse, or my horse to watch, it is the number 2, Clay's Moonstone, at morning line odds of 6-1. Now it's time for one so that you guys can probably add into your exotic plays. One that I think that will come into the exotic plays that you guys add into your exactas or trifectas or superfectas. I believe it's going to be the number 3. I like the number 3, Catskill Ghost, at morning line odds at 15-1. It's by Horse Greeley Elevate Icarus Park Mare. The last time this one ran was at a mile distance at Sam Houston, but it was at a lower level, so it's jumping up in class here in this race. It won that race by a length and a half. And who won second was my price horse that I gave out in this race, was Clay's Moonstone. But with this one, I believe they're going to try to get this one out as a quarter horse again, possibly. But, well, I see, it only has the ability to get hard, but tires out. So, for what I see here, if this one comes up good and stays up, into position well. And it's getting Equizil Laura aboard still, which has been aboard the last 2 times it won. So it's going for 3 in a row. But I think with this one, if anything happens, it may be tired out because it's jumping up a big jump up in class. Just like the number 2 horse that I gave out. But the 2 horse has faced better before. But this one is jumping up in class and has not faced better like a level like this before. So with this one, it's gonna need, if it's gonna try to be like a quarter horse it out, it's gonna have to possibly quarter horse it out in long lengths and be up there in front, setting the pace well, and coming up into that second turn, coming up and hopefully get that win, or even into the exotic plays like I think. Has some pretty good workouts, kind of slow but has some good workouts. Hasn't shown that much, but this is its 4th race, and for what I see here, it likes to be the pace setter. So if they're going to try to be the pace setter again, but I think it may need to be the behind another horse to be the pace setter, so it may need to be slowing down. So they may try to even have the number 4 as the pace setter here. So if they could probably have it behind another horse to try to be the pace setter, it may see it coming out. If it could be like that, if it's not, it's going to be the pace setter. But if it could be behind another horse to be a pace, to be behind the pace, you'll see this one coming up good and late to come into the exotic plays. For one that I think that should be in the exotic plays, it is the number 3 Catskill Ghost at moneyline odds of 15-1. To recap my selections, my top selection is the number 8 Our Irish Rose at moneyline odds of 9-2. The price horse is the number 2 Clay's Moonstone at moneyline odds of 6-1. And one to add into your exotic plays is the number 3 Catskill Ghost at moneyline odds of 15-1. If you like to follow me on YouTube, follow and subscribe, because I'll be giving out selections and doing a podcast all the chances I have for horses that I like of certain tracks and races. Also, please subscribe to the channel so you can see. Subscribe, like, and ring the bells and put the bell on so you can see each time that I'm going to be coming on. And remember, when you're cashing with the wolf, it's howling time. Good luck, everyone, and let's make that money. Hope everyone has a great day of handicapping and bets. Let's make that money. See you again tomorrow.